Hey everyone, Thornton Smash here, Resident Apex Predator, and today I'm going to go ahead and show you the best legends to unlock up into Season 7. So the first thing I'm going to go ahead and do is show you the legends which come defaulted with the game, and then we're going to go ahead and show you which ones need to be unlocked first that will help you the most. Okay, so let's start with the legends that come base with the game. You're going to have Bloodhound right here, you're going to have Gibraltar, Lifeline, Pathfinder, Wraith, then you have Bangalore, and that will be it for the roster of characters that come with the game. The rest you see on this list below are actually all the ones you need to unlock, so we're going to start going over those now in order and how good they are. Now we have Wattson, the static defender. She's also, just like Caustic, a very good defensive player, and she's a favorite of pro players. So if you want to get really good with her, you can take her to an absolute high level. We're going to go ahead and show a little bit of how you actually want to play her. Now, Wattson's abilities are pretty great, and they're great for pro play. Her first ability is a passive, which basically allows an ultimate accelerant to be used, and it will make the ultimate jump from whatever percent it's at to fully done. So I always recommend keeping an ultimate accelerant on your Wattson ready to use. Her tactical allows her to place fences, which will basically be able to block off enemies from running in. They can go through it, but it will slow them down and hurt them in the process. And you can pretty much do crisscrossing patterns like this, attaching to former nodes. You can also run through them, and your teammates and you will not be hurt by them. But her ultimate is really where it shines. You can basically drop the ultimate like this, and everything around it will be healed with your shields. That means your teammates can go ahead and not worry so much about shield cells, and the other enemy team has to worry about the fact that they can no longer throw grenades in here, because grenades will not be impacted. Your team also cannot throw grenades at it, but you can definitely still throw them outside of the ring. Now we also have Revenant, who is the king of third parties. He can help his team a ton with pushes, and his skill set is super fun to use. I'm really looking forward to showing you what this guy can do. Now, with Revenant's abilities, he's actually able to climb much higher than other legends. You can get pretty high up here, which helps with scaling walls, but also when you're crouched as him, you make no noise and you can move faster as Revenant. His tactical is pretty useful as well. You do have to aim at your opponent and make sure you hit them, but it will basically make sure that their abilities are censored. And when you hit them with it, it does a little bit of damage, but it really will take things down, like Gibby's gun shield and other abilities that they have. But his best move, which is his ultimate, allows him to put down a death totem just like this. It'll spawn in. You typically want to hide it somewhere, because if other teams shoot it, it will destroy it, leaving you vulnerable. But when you do this and your teammates can use it as well, you enter death protection, which basically allows you to die and you will spawn back at the totem. You have a limited time, as you can see with the death protection right next to the ultimate trigger, so you have that much time to push or die to come back. When you're about to die, just like this, it'll shoot you back right like that, and now I'm back at the totem. I cannot use it again, but you're pretty much good to go from there, and it makes it great for third party and attacking other teams. Now we have Apex Legends' newest legend, and that's actually going to be Horizon. And she's got a very fun skill set, and it's pretty easy to use and get used to right away. And it's probably the most unique skill set in all of Apex Legends in terms of the unlockable characters. So let's go ahead and see what she can do as well. Now, Rampart is actually a pretty nifty legend, and she's the newest one, and a lot of people are really enjoying her ability and her skill sets. The first is her passive, which basically, if you're playing Apex Legends, you know that there is no fall damage. You can jump from any height and not get hurt. However, if you jump from a high enough distance, there is a slight stun for a second or two before you can start moving. Rampart does not have that issue, as she can drop from any distance, and right there with the blue flash, she can keep going. Her tactical is pretty nice too, as it allows you to basically get up any height. It's a little bit more durable and more fun than Octane's jump pad. You can go ahead and pretty much get all the way up there, and boom, I'm back. Now, her ultimate is really fun, and as long as you use it with your team, it can be a blast. You can basically choose where you want to launch it. Once you launch it, it will shoot it out, and it's basically a miniaturized black hole. It will suck anyone within this blue radius into it, including grenades. So it's always fun to go ahead and throw those, and then boom, you have a team stuck in there, and you can start blasting them with grenades and destroying them. Next up is going to be Mirage. Now, Mirage is actually a pretty good character. He didn't start off great, but up to Season 7, he's received a lot of buffs. He's also one of the wittiest and funniest characters to play as, and his skill set is pretty good here, so we're going to go ahead and show a little bit of what Mirage can do now. Next up, we have Mirage, and he has a pretty interesting passive. So basically, if you get downed, you will turn invisible and set up a decoy just like this. You have the decoy right here, enemies will shoot at that, and it allows you to go invisible and cloaked, and you can revive or have your teammates pick you up. It can be pretty distracting and pretty useful in a firefight, especially if you get downed quite a bit. Now his tactical is also pretty nice. It allows you to shoot decoys out. It's pretty much like that. Now you can control them. They can do everything. They can move left and right. They can go ahead and jump. Well, there he goes. There he's jumping. And his tactical, when you're in a really sticky bind, or if there's a lot of enemies right next to you, you can go ahead and do that. It'll cloak you and also shoot out a whole slew of those decoys, allowing you a chance to hit the enemy team and get some downs and knocks. Diving into Octane, Octane is the fastest character in the game. He has a health buff, which is pretty nice, and he's got the best solo win rate. Now, he's not good in trios, and there's a reason for that, and we're going to go ahead and show a little bit of what limits him in trio play, but also what makes him really good in single play. So with Octane's abilities, you basically have a passive that heals you and a tactical that makes you run faster, and they kind of go hand in hand. So with the tactical, you can do that and you'll see the speed boost. You'll also notice that it takes a little bit of your health when you use it. Now, once it's done, you'll see that it passively regenerates your health, which can be quite helpful. Now, in terms of, say, you're fighting an enemy and you want to get in there quick, you can throw down these jump pads as his ultimate and get right over, and it even allows a double jump for a little bit more room if you want to do that. It is a ton of fun and really helpful, and he's a great character for solo players to move around with, but he isn't the greatest as a team player, as he's mainly built to play solo with quick running speed, getting in and out of fights, and really he's a maneuverability character. Caustic, which you can see right here, and we're going to go ahead and dive into his skill set and what makes Caustic pretty good. He's a defensive played character, so if you're an aggressive type player, he may not be the best for you, but he is pretty good defensively, so let's see what this guy can do. Now, Caustic abilities go as so. Basically, his passive allows him to see through caustic gas. His tactical allows you to throw a gas trap just like this. Basically, you can use it to board up rooms, defend yourself, and you can even use it to heal your teammates. Say you have a teammate who's down, you simply throw the gas tank right around them, you shoot it, and now you've got cover, which you can actually see through, and his ultimate allows you to target a team and throw a gas trap right on them for massive amounts of damage and allow you escape or allow you to push if that is what your desire is to do. We also have Crypto here, who is an expert in surveillance. He is a really fun character to use. He comes with a drone, but there's definitely a skill curve and gap here, so we're going to go over the best ways to use him and other legends that also might pair quite well with him. Now, with Crypto's skill set, he's got a pretty fun one, but it's all within pretty much the same realm of what he can do with his drone. So his tactical and passive are tied once again in. Basically, with the drone, you can go ahead and scan. Now, on these banners, if there's an enemy nearby, it'll actually show how many squads are within the immediate area, which is pretty helpful. And then within 30 meters or so, you can actually scan and see enemies, and it'll highlight it for your entire team. And his ultimate allows a giant big bang just like this to go off and break everyone's shields within the area that it affects, while also slowing them down. The downside of this ability is that basically while he's in the drone mode, he is a sitting duck. So the best way to pair him is actually with a Wraith. You put a Wraith portal right next to him, he goes ahead and drops the EMP Blast ultimate, and then goes through the portal to join his team to finish the fight against other opponents. Now we have Loba, who is a thief build. She has some interesting abilities in terms of movement, but also in terms of getting gear. Some people may really love to play her, but a lot of people also really don't like how her skill set is currently. But let's go ahead and see how some of her stuff works. Going into Loba's abilities, they can be a little lackluster. Her first up is the tactical, which allows you to see purple and gold and red items through bins and walls. Just like this, you can see them, and then when you look over, boom, there are those items. Now her tactical takes a little bit more work. You really have to line up where you want it to go, and you have to figure out, and sometimes it can get bugged and glitched on walls, but once you throw it, you can do that and hold right trigger to drop immediately down. You are in a stun lock when you drop, so you are vulnerable. Do not try to go ahead and use the ring to go ahead and get it right next to your opponents. Her ultimate has been improved. You can basically throw it down, and within a certain perimeter, you can get whatever items you want from this thing. Now, you do have the option, you can only pick up 2 items, but the way they buffed it is you can take infinite ammo for you and your team. You basically scroll down, you pick out the items you want, and you go ahead and grab them, and it can really help getting looted up and stocked up in the beginning of the game. Now we have the modder Rampart, and a lot of people really don't like her skill set. She definitely takes a lot of getting used to, but if you can get good with her, a lot of players do have a lot of success with her. but I'm not going to recommend this be the first legend you unlock because it takes a lot of work to get good with her. Let's go ahead and see what a little bit of her abilities look like, and they kind of leave a little bit to be desired. So her passive, as you can see, I have a devotion right here. It actually allows more rounds for the devotion and the Spitfire, as she is a modder. So basically light machine guns, she can put more ammo in. Her other ability is she can put up 5 of these barriers. You can do 3 at once, or you can wait till you have them all and you can do 5. The downside is that when they're being built, they're very easily destroyed. Otherwise, they do take a lot more damage to destroy them. Now, the other plus side is you can shoot outside of them. If you see right here, I'll go ahead and hit that guy, that's 16 damage. But if you shoot from behind the wall barrier, it does more. The first one there was 17. Her other ability is you get this machine gun, which seems great, but it does make you a sitting duck. It does do an insane amount of damage, as you can see right here. You can absolutely shred into people, and you can do a ton of damage, and it's got a lot of ammo. So she can definitely be good, but you have to have a lot of practice and get used to her skill set, and be aware that you will be a sitting duck for portions of using her. So those are going to be the legends that you're able to unlock in the order in which I recommend unlocking them and how to use their abilities. I hope this video helped you out a ton. If you enjoyed it, do drop a like and subscribe. I come out with Apex content on the daily. In the comments, go ahead and let me know which of the characters you want to unlock first and which ones you prefer playing. I'm always interested in seeing what you guys have to say, and it's always really fun to interact with this community. Until next time, legends, keep slaying in the Outlands, and I'll see you out there.